Hi everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token Channel, live stream number 2, Pulsechain, Pulsex, and Hex twice a day, plus apparently Icosa today, Icosa as well. So there we are. We're going to get into it. Welcome everybody. I hope you guys can have a good time. We're going to get into a lot of things, and of course, let's jump into it. Let me just finish the setup here, and of course, get in all the cool stuff that we normally put in. Yeah. All right, cool. There we are. Let's go. Of course, I just want to do a big shout out to Richard Hart first before we start. And that is Richard Hart's reached 250,000 followers on Twitter. That's 250,000. Woohoo! Well done to Richard Hart. So big shout out to him. Obviously in the USA at the moment, having a good time. I think he even put a little party out here a bit earlier. So I wanted to cover that quickly before we got into stuff. There we are. Yeah, so nice done. 250,000. Owned the world's largest diamond. Quickest Ferrari and most expensive Rolex ever made. And of course, 250,000 followers on Twitter. Well done. Well done to Richard. I think I retweeted it out. I did. He's also had a couple of concerts from the looks of it as well. Looking pretty nice there at a couple of concerts. Got the fire going on there too. So Sparkles, yeah, he says you can feel the heat instantly. Very cool in the weekend. So having a great time. Look at that. Pretty fun there as well. So nice. All right, cool. That was pretty much it. Just wanted to get into that one. Let's say hello into the chat, and then we're going to get straight into Icosa. And then if we have time, we might check out the markets at the end of the live stream. Let's see how we go. We're going to try and do a step-by-step as much as possible. Hopefully, we'll get through at least 95% of the information about Icosa and, of course, Hedron. So hopefully, everybody enjoys that. I'm pretty sure my audio's up and running. We got in the house there, we got Hex on Choice, yo. And, of course, he smashes me with a $50 super sticker. Man, oh, man, I've got to do the bow down for that. And I do appreciate the huge support there, Excellent Choice. Thank you so much. Thanks for all the work you do. Superman says excellent choice. And so a big shout out for that. I do appreciate the support. And of course, yeah, what did I say? I said, wow, thanks so much. I love the rocket. So fitting. Yeah, because we're almost close to moon time. We are really in that pre-foundation period. We have the window of opportunity, as we say, all the way through to September. Hope it all goes through. Always a BS when it comes to payments online. You deserve it. Excellent choice. Appreciate that. Really do. Big supporter of this channel. Appreciate it. Hex Huddle in the house as well. Yeah, hey all. Smash that like button. Definitely smash the like button on the way in. And of course, don't forget to subscribe as well. I think we're heading up to 5,300 subscribers. How close? Yeah, 9 away from 5,300. We're getting up there to 5,555. Of course, Crypto 7 in the United Kingdom is also trying to get up there as well. So definitely throw a sub Crypto 7's way as well if you see his one. MK Crypto, morning brother from the UK, up early in the gym and listening to crypto. That's how you start your day. I think it is MK Crypto. You started off with the pump. That's a double pump, isn't it? A pump in the gym and a pump on the crypto. I think that works well. Good to see you in the house, MK. Hex Force 1 has landed. Hex Token channel member as well, representing. And I think the first in the chat. So very nice. Ready for a great stream. Thanks, Superman. Woohoo! Excited too. Hex Force 1. Rocket Mob has landed as well. What a day, says Rocket Mob. It is pretty busy, man. I said to you, this is it's going to be busy the next 42 days. Did I say it or what? I've been saying it hardcore for a long time now. We have really turned the tide here, and it's going to be a lot of fun in the next 40 days. Brizology says, hey, good to see you, Briz, as always. And, of course, DB Cooper in the house. Hello. Roderick Patrick as well. How's Richard's mum doing? I think better. So he seems to be pretty much happier. So I think the mother must be doing a bit better there. So that's nice to see. Wookie in the house as well. Master Jedi of Planet Hedron. I like that, Wookie. All right, so how we're doing? We're almost 5 minutes into it. And so that's looking good. Let us go. So here is Icosa. This is in a nutshell. I'm going to post this in the chat. If you want to save it to your favorites, I would say if you're participating in Icosa, then learn this up upside down if you haven't already. And summary. So look this up. This is definitely a must-have. Has most of the stuff that you want to care about. So that's pretty cool. We're going to have a quick talk about this first of all before we get into it, because there are basically four different four different features or products or however you want to call it that you can access on Icosa platform, and it's summarized in here. We have the first one, of course, Hedron staking, and of course that's very bullish for Hedron. And of course, many of you are familiar with the Hedron DApp that already is operating. So that's the Hedron there. And of course, we've also got the second aspect, of course, is Icosa staking. Of course, this is a brand new token. Icosa is brand new. And of course, none of it exists at the moment. So here are the two big themes straight off the bat before we get into the actual Icosa DApp, is that at the moment, Hedron, there's lots of Hedron. I think the last time I checked, about 84.5 trillion Hedron. And of course, we've got the Origin account seems to have claimed, the Hex Godwell seems to have claimed. So there's some very big wallets out there with Hedron as well. We know that we've got Hedron, Hex peering, and all that sort of stuff going on. But with Icosa, they're staking Icosa, but there is no Icosa yet, right? So Icosa is launching, this whole DApp is launching on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, or 000 or midnight on UTC time, on the 15th, so basically at midnight when it goes 0000. So that's coming up, right? That's coming up. And of course, we have got that official time for the launch from Alex here. It's launching the 15th of August at 2022 at 0000 UTC time there, of course, which is, I guess, is early, first thing Monday morning. And of course, we've got the time comparison here as well. We've got UTC time, the 15th. Here as well as 8 p.m. Eastern time in the United States. So that's pretty much how that works. So cool. It's going to be midnight here in New Zealand from the looks of it. Oh, no, it's going to be midday in New Zealand. Yeah, so that's not too bad. Midday in New Zealand. So cool. All right, so that is the official time there. And of course, we've got Icosa launching. So the two things, we've got two big things. There's lots of Hedron. There's no Icosa. And of course, it's going to launch on pretty much Sunday, Monday, depending on which time frame you want to look at. So it's going to be pretty cool. The third feature, of course, is we've got HSI buybacks. So HSI buybacks, of course, there's lots of Hex around, but getting less and less over time if you think about the circulating supply. And people put Hex inside HSI stakes, which you do on the Hedron platform, but you can now do that on the Icosa platform as well, or DApp. So that's pretty cool. And of course, the big theme about this is the only way to get Icosa in the first 30 days is after it launches on the the 15th of August. Is the only way to do it is to sell Hex HSI stakes to the Icosa contract, and that's the only way to get Icosa. If you stake Hedron, the minimum staking period, as you can see down on the bottom right here, is 30 days. 30 days. So that's the only way you can get Icosa. So that's pretty interesting. And then, of course, the fourth thing that we can do is We Are All SA, a mint phase, and that's going to be 14 days long. It's a one-off thing. As soon as it's finished, it's over. And of course, you're going to be able to use things like Hex, US dollars, Ethereum, Hedron and stuff to actually bid in and get these minted NFTs. So that's basically what's going to happen. Those are the four things. So we've got Hedron staking, Icosa staking, HSI buybacks, and We Are All SA. So fun times here, folks, for sure. And what have we got to? The two main themes, lots of Hedron, a decent amount of Hex, but no Icosa, and it's going to be relatively rare. So it's got two very opposite paradigms there. And so that means that Icosa could be worth a lot of money. So if you saw my previous video with a couple of highlights from Alex on Crypto Sloth's video, it's really talking about this is going to be very scarce. So what will we see? Some fireworks with the Icosa price. Could be absolutely mind-blowing. But we could also see some volatility. We could see some mispricing in the liquidity pool to start off with. Because obviously people don't, if you're going to sell HSIs to the Icosa contract, you've got Hex in there. It's cost you a certain amount of money at some sort of fair value, and then you're going to put some liquidity in the liquidity pool. So it's going to be some interesting stuff to see what happens there. We might reasonably expect a couple of liquidity pairs, Hex, Icosa, Hedron, Icosa, things like that, probably USDC, things like that. So it's going to be fascinating to see all that set up. But straight out of the gate, there's nothing, right? There's nothing when Icosa launches. And of course, getting Icosa is going to be extremely rare, and someone's got to set up the pools. So you got to keep very close to this if you want to be at the beginning, and so the way to go. So we've got a few. That's pretty much an overview. Hedron staking, Icosa, HSI buybacks, and we are all SA. Now we are all SA. 14 days. I think there's going to be some fireworks in there. It's a bit like the AA lobby. You put in your assets. You don't get those back. Remember, you put your Hex or your USDC or whatever you're going to put in there. You get Icosa. You get NFTs back, and then you can earn Icosa pretty much forever. But as soon as you take your NFT out of the pool, you are out for good. So you can see we're going to have a bit of fireworks going on here with this design, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see that play out. Now, when you do sell HSIs, of course, you're going to get a 10% bonus for selling 5555 stakes in terms of the Icosa you're getting. And remember, the Icosa that you're getting is going to be based on how much you can borrow Hedron against that HSI stake, and of course, and then divided by the current share rate. So the share rate you've got locked into that contract. So remember that. That's how much Icosa you're going to get. But don't worry, the DApp does all the math for you. And then, of course, in Hedron launch for the HSI buybacks bonus, you can get 1 to 10% bonus Icosa for HSIs with the Hedron launch bonus. So if you participated in the first 100 days, you would have had some sort of launch bonus there. That's the way that's going to work. So that's going to be cool. The other thing, of course, with the Hedron and Icosa staking, with the two staking features, you're going to get a minimum stake length and a bonus depending on how much Hedron you put into those stakes for both Icosa and for Hedron staking. So both of these bonuses apply. So 20% bonus for 360-day minimum for a whale that has greater than or equals to 1% of the Hedron supply, and so on. And shark 15% to 40 days, dolphin 10% 180 days, squid 5% or 90 days. Everything else is 30 days, no minimum. So it's going to be pretty fascinating. So we're going to see some gamification potentially. We could see people using multiple wallets. We could see people doing staking ladders, right? Having different things, Hedron staking maturing, even Icosa staking maturing at different periods of time. It's going to be a lot of fun to see that. And of course, all the things in yellow there are all bonuses that people get. So if you're staking, you're a big whale, you're staking 20% bonus. Well, the Watsa NFT, which is going to be really rare. Remember, after 14 days, there's no more NFTs. They're going to be getting a copy of all the bonuses. So it's going to make this very, very attractive. And of course, it's a last man standing kind of game. So it's going to be pretty fun to see that play out. So fireworks in the first 14 days for this. The HSI is also going to be pretty fireworks bullish for Hex as well, because you need Hex for HSIs, and they need to be tokenized, not just wrap stakes, but tokenized as well to be able to transfer them out of your wallet to the Icosa contract. So pretty cool. So that's kind of an overview of the DApp there. Going to be fun. Of course, the inflation's all tied to the share rate, the Hex share rate lying underneath that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. All right. So I think that's pretty cool. Before we move on, let's get into the chat. Make sure that I haven't jumped too far ahead there. We've got Mega Art, great stream. I appreciate that, Mega Art. G Unit in the house. Morning, family. Good to see you, G Unit. Dave down under. I'm back. Nice to see you, Dave. And of course, Kate Figure. Whoa, just woken up in my chair. What's up, Superman, everybody? I don't know, man. That's crazy time here, Kate. Volatiles in house. They can't see Icosa being available to buy on the market for quite some time because it's going to be so rare. People selling won't make anything off it, as it probably spent more to mint them. That's one of the real reasons. So Volatile says it's going to be interesting to see when we actually get Icosa pools up and running because of that exact point, getting your money back, and of course setting up the liquidity pool in the right way. So it's going to be crazy. Realistically says pro gamer tip: buy multiple Watsa NFTs so you can cash out and stay in. Don't spread this alpha. Yeah, that's true. So these are the strategies, right? So I was going to talk about strategies later in the live stream, but people basic strategies, multiple wallets, staking ladders, and that's true for Hedron, Icosa, but also for We Are All SA doing multiple NFTs, so you can stay in the game and take those out when you want to. So you can do heaps and heaps and heaps NFTs. You can buy in that We Are All SA, and it's a very good strategy and a great tip there from Brazology too. MK Crypto says, will you get a copy of your Hedron stakes on Pulsechain? You will do. It's on the Ethereum chain, so everything gets copied over. And Kate Figure says, a great time for iDrop, says Kate Figure. I think so. Aziz in house, did you see Richard say great things about PLSD on Twitter Spaces? No, I did not see. Hey, Z, remember, this is Icosa, so we're going to keep to Icosa. People always do that, eh? Come in with the different topics, but hey, that's okay. All right, so let's jump forward here. This is the overview. Hopefully that's a pretty good overview. And let's jump into the actual Icosa DApp. He's done lots of enhancements here. I'm going to post the DApp link into the chat here, and you can play along or check this out later. What I suggest to you doing, that is the Icosa DApp there. So if you haven't played around with this, you may need to set up the Pulsechain link here. So I'm going to pull this up. So just let me hold on for a second. I'm going to pull up the wallet here. So you can see I've got Pulsechain testnet 2B. And to add that, of course, you have to go to settings and networks. And then, of course, you have to add these details. So maybe you just pause the video and you can add the network name, Pulsechain testnet 2B, the RPC there as well. The chain ID is 941. And, of course, the current symbol there, a PLS. And, of course, the block explorer there too. And you can add that as a network. And then, of course, once you've done that, you can then just select the, normally it might be on Ethereum. You can just select the Pulsechain test network and you can play on the public test network. So at the moment, this is just a public testnet version of the DApp. Obviously, it will go live on the 15th of August at 0 UTC time. So look forward to it, or 8 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday, depending on which one you want to look at there. So that's pretty cool. And all you have to do is connect your wallet, and you can use MetaMask as you want to, and connect your wallet up once you've done that. Now, I'm going to post, obviously, the Pulsechain site, because that also has the testnet on there. You get all the details. You can copy and paste it from here. So I'll post that in the chat too. So I did say there's going to be a step-by-step guide. So hopefully that is easy to follow if you want to add the actual Pulsechain testnet to play around on this DApp, which I just posted here. So cool. Nice one. All right. So what else have we got? Asa says, can you sell your rewards from the SA NFT before you sell the NFT? No, to claim your yield off the NFTs, you're going to have to end the NFT. You have to pull them out of the pool to claim your yield. And so you're out of the pool. So no, you can't do that. That's why it's better to make multiple NFTs if you want to claim any of the yield. Remember, it earns Icosa indefinitely. HP says, sup Superman, hello, been hyped this whole day about the massive ecosystem of projects that are seeing this morning stream with RH and BitBoy. Seems like things are falling into place. Absolutely, man. You got big YouTubers in there coming over to our side, coming over to the light from the darkness. How about that with the margin trading I'm talking about? So cool. That is pretty much it. So let us get into it. This is the Icosa DApp. Obviously, there's three components. There's Hex. Basically, Alex has integrated things so you can do everything on the DApp within the Hex ecosystem. And of course, you can have your Hex there. It shows your liquid Hex, your Hex T-share price there. It also shows your Hedron there as well, and your Hedron AMR bonus as well. Now, obviously, on the testnet, you can also go to PulseX on the testnet there, and you can go and buy some of these tokens. So you can just go to info, and if you haven't got any of these tokens, you can buy some. Like if you haven't got, you can play this on the testnet. Now, remember, this is going to be launched on the Ethereum network. We're just playing around on the test network. So just remember that straight off. But you can see we've got Hedron in here and things like that. So you can all buy all those assets. We've got Hedron. We've even got Icosa version 2. This is the one that you want to use if you want to buy Icosa on the market and so forth. So cool. I'm going to post that in the chat if you want to buy some assets on there. There we go. Bam. And of course, like I said, there's going to be a step-by-step guide. So we are trying to give you all the info as we move forward without missing anything. All right. So there we are. So this is the Hex. And of course, you can buy Hex on Pulsechain and play around with this as well. We are testing this on Pulsechain version 2, which is in a public test network. And of course, the real thing will be on Ethereum. So you'll be dealing with Ethereum gas fees, not cheap Pulsechain fees. Remember that. So just, although Ethereum hasn't been too bad lately, has it? Down in the low grays. All right, so cool. This is what we've got here on the Hex, your liquid Hex, your Hex T-share price, and of course your liquid Hedron there. So you'll be able to see that with your real wallet on the Ethereum blockchain, what your actual bonuses are. You won't get any AMR bonus because that's something that's going to happen later on in the Hedron ecosystem. So you got your native stakes. So remember, Hex stakes that are done through go.hex.com, they're all what we call native stakes. So they've got no special features around them. They're just based on the underlying Hex contract. So nothing special to see there. Native Hex stakes earn daily yield in Hex, as well as the ability to mint Hedron for each day the stake has been fully served. So this is what we do in Hex. You got the staked Hex amount here, the total shares in terms of B shares here. So remember, everything on the Hedron Icosa is denominated in B shares rather than T shares, which is 1,000 bigger. So a T share trillions of shares, a B share means billions of shares. Total mintable hedron there shows you how much hedron is mintable. Remember, this is what you're going to get for your stake there, reward. We can mint all there, so we can click that. It's going to give you nice little form boxes, and I suggest reading these very carefully because he does give quite a bit of information in these forms. So he's got the amount of stakes there, the amount mintable. Did you know you can now stake your hedron? Check out the Icosa app to start earning yield on hedron. This will spawn multiple wallet transactions, and of course you can mint your hedron if you're going to do minting here. So we're not dealing with Icosa yet. We're just in the Hex ICO ecosystem here, but also has actions that you can do: mint your hedron, emergency end stake, all those things that you used to with go.hex.com. You can also create a new stake. You can click max there. You can put the stake length in. If you want to do a 555 day stake, maybe you get a 10% bonus when you stake on the Icosa app there. You can select the type. You can use the standard native Hex, which won't have any special features like being able to borrow hedron, or you can do an HSI stake, which means Hex staked instance, which is encapsulated. So remember, encapsulated stakes is like, imagine a smart contract that's like a wrapper. You put your Hex inside that wrapper, and so it now has the features of the HSI wrapper. So it has basically, you can borrow hedron and do tokenize the stake and things like that. So this is step one. It's just encapsulating that, adding those features. And of course, you'll show your bigger pays better bonus and your longer pays better bonus that you used to, and of course how many B shares or T shares you'll get there, and of course you can stake there easy. So that's pretty much what we're used to doing. Very, very cool. So we're going to jump away from our usual Hex stuff here, and of course we're going to jump to hedron. So these aren't Icosa. These are just bringing in the Hex and the hedron into the ecosystem so that you can do everything in one place. But you can see that you've got all your liquid Hex and all the details at the top there. You can see I've got 165 million hedron in this wallet. And of course, these show all our Hex stakes that are HSIs. So now we've just got HSI stakes. And of course, we've got 4 here. And they've all got different percentages through. I just made a new one earlier. And of course, this tells us that we've got 3,700 staked Hex here. Our total stake shares are 226 B shares, which is just over a quarter of 1 T share combined. You can see all the B shares down there. Total mintable hedron there, 588 mintable hedron. Of course, we're not going to be minting anything, so we don't need to use this mint button here. We're not going to be doing that. And of course, we can create more stakes if we want to. As we showed, same as on the other page, we can do more stakes on this page too, which is pretty cool. We've got actions next to each Hex stake there, which is an HSI stake. And of course, it means that because we took our Hex and we put it into a little HSI wrapper, it's got special features. And some of those features is that we can tokenize the NFT, tokenize the wrap stake and turn it into an NFT, which is a 721 contract on the Ethereum blockchain. Obviously, we're practicing on Pulsechain here. So that's one of the main features that we can do there. So it's pretty cool. Obviously, we can also borrow that against that as well on the hedron DApp as well. So that's some cool things that we've got there. So we've got 4 HSI stakes here. We're going to need some of these, right? Because we're going to the Icosa DApp now. So this is the main event. So welcome to the main event. This is our step-by-step guide. So cool. We've got Icosa at the top here. I bought some of this on Pulsechain. So that's where I got it from. And of course, at the beginning, when the actual DApp launches, there's going to be hardly any basically Icosa around until people sell HSI stakes. So it's going to be pretty much the way it's going to go. Hedron, of course, is I've got 165 million hedron I bought on Pulsechain as well. I got 4 tokenized HSI stakes. 4 untokenized HSI stakes. So there's 2 steps. Remember, there's wrap stakes and then there's tokenized stakes. So the tokenized stakes are the NFTs. There's 721 contracts on Ethereum. The wrap stakes are just adding those extra features, being able to tokenize and borrow hedron against them and things like that. All right, so I do have 1 tokenized stake you can see in there, and I can potentially sell that to the Icosa there. So that's kind of my balances at the top. But remember, I said on the summary that we've got 4 features. We've got hedron staking, we've got a staking Icosa, we've got HSI buybacks, and then we've got at the beginning a 14-day mint phase for We Are All SA, where you get NFTs here. And like Brazazi said, one of the better strategies is probably to make multiple NFTs. Like if you decide you're going to maybe put $1,000 in, maybe you split that up into $250 each. And then you got 4 of them. If you want to get some out and claim the yield and sell them, maybe the Icosa price gone really high. You want to sell one of your NFTs and capture that yield, then you can do that. So you got to think about your strategies with this. Some of the other strategies people talked about with hedron, people talking about maybe because HSIs, the only way to get Icosa in the first 30 days is HSI stakes. is that some people might early in-stake their Hedron staking because the minimum stake length is 30 days. So maybe we might see a lot of early in-staking, maybe around the halfway mark, maybe 15 days, 20 days, depending on how priced the Icosa is going up massively in price because there's not much Icosa around. Maybe we'll see a lot of in-staking, people selling that, or maybe we might see people selling early in-staking, paying the penalties, and then staking their Icosa in here instead. So this could be lots of funny things happening with the way people are behaving. But if you do emergency in-stake any of these things, then all the Icosa will go back to everybody else equally across all the other pools here. And of course, the Hedron 50% will get burnt, and 50% will go back to the stakers there if you emergency in-stake. So, but the cool thing about the DApp, it's going to let you know all those numbers that are going to affect you personally. All right, so let's get into the first four. We've got Hedron staking on the right here. We've got stake Hedron, and you get Icosa. So remember, there's about 84.5 trillion Hedron. So how much is going to go in here? It's going to be fascinating to see. Is it going to be 70%? Going to be 85%? Is the OA going to go in here? The Hex Godwell going to go in here? Do they care about this? All sorts of questions around there. Lots of large ones. So it's going to be pretty fascinating to see that. Now, the pool size here. We've got, for example, and this is just the test net, so these are not the real numbers. We'll get the real numbers when it launches on the 15th of August at 0 UTC time or 8 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. So it's going to be fun. We've got, in this example, though, we've got 9,779 T points here. I guess it's trillion points. And we've got the pool ownership pool here, 0.0045% of the ownership. That's my ownership. And I've got 100 million Hedron staked here, so it gives you an idea because it's not too bad. Bonus yield, I got the 0% it says here. I'm not sure whether it's missing some decimals, but it says 0. So stake points there, I got 445 B points there. And of course, minimum stake length 30 days. So that's the minimum stake length on this one. And of course, minimum stake days remaining 17. So I've actually been operating this for not too bad. I was at 13 days I've been running this on the testnet. So that's pretty funny. So remember, all the staking bonuses are down here. On this form, which I posted earlier, WHAL with greater than or equal to 1% of Hedron supply. Minimum stake is 360 days. So we might see people doing, if they're a really large WHAL, maybe they want some flexibility around that. Maybe they'll have multiple wallets. Maybe people will have staking ladders as well with these things too. So it's going to be interesting to see some of the staking behavior there and emergency in staking behavior as well. We've seen some interesting stuff on the Hex price, where the price of Hex has gone up. We've seen, large accounts, the emergency in staking, willing to pay those penalties, big payday and things like that. We'll see how that goes. I suspect we'll get waves of this, goes with the price cycles. And of course, people that stake long-term collect all the penalties on the way, right? You have to go through the ups and downs, but you collect volume all the time that way. All right, so greater than or equal to 0.1% of Hedron supply, and minimum stake is 240 days, 15% bonus on the Icosa yield. Dolphins greater than or equal to 0.01% of Hedron supply, minimum stake length 180 days, 10% bonus on the Icosa yield only. Just remember that's the Icosa yield only there. Squid greater than or equal to 0.001% of Hedron supply, minimum stake length 90 days, 5% bonus on Icosa yield only. And then, of course, minimum stake length 30 days, no bonus, which will probably be a lot of people. Restake to compound your yield is the tactic there. And remember, the WhatsApp gets a copy of all bonuses. So everything that's in this yellow gold color will be going to We Are ESA. Remember, that's 14-day mint phase. It's going to be insane in the membrane. It's an AA lobby as you think about it, only for 14 days. Once it's finished, no more NFTs. Once you take those NFTs and you claim your yield for Icosa, you are out of the pool. Last man standing could be insane. It could be insane behavior. You always see some crazy behavior in the future. You think, nah, people are not going to do that, but they do for different reasons, and people will take their NFTs out of this pool. And so it's going to be fascinating to see that play out. Maybe the price of Icosa really rockets. They burn the NFTs, burn, claim the Icosa, sell. And the people that are left are just sitting back going, well, I know the price is high, but maybe it's going to be even higher in the future. I'm just going to sit in here. I'm going to be last man standing. It's going to be fun. You see what I mean? It is kind of the fun part of this as well. Now, very cool. So that's kind of the play out there. So that's Hedron staking, pretty nice. And of course, you can add to your Hedron stake as well. So you can add to your stake and you can do that too. So it's pretty nice. So obviously, we've already got some stakes here. We've got 100 million Hedron stake there. We've already accumulated Icosa yield. We've got 423 Icosa here over 13 days so far. We've got 17 days left, minimum stake days left. So that's pretty cool. we can actually add that. Now, if we do add it, it's going to reset our staking period, right? Just remember that it's a new minimum stake period. That's the cool thing. It tells you that it's going to reset the minimum staking period. So imagine if we only had 1 day left and we wanted to add to our 100 million, then of course it's going to reset it to a minimum stake period of time. I don't know if I've got much. Yeah, I've got lots of Hedron on here. I must have bought heaps. I think I was competing with Brenton around about buying more Hedron, but this is the way it goes. So if I, let's say I put 50 million, I think I got 50 million. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. How's that 50 million there? That's going to give me 665 B points there. And of course, the 30-day minimum, it's going to reset my whole term again. Adding more Hedron to your stake retains your precious yield and enables your stake to earn a larger portion of a pooled yield moving forward. You will need to make a Hedron approval before adding more Hedron to your stake. So I can prove exact or unlimited. Typically, as we know, good practice is just to prove exact. It's typically good practice if you're approving something from your wallet. And so that's going to cost me a little bit of test pulse. Now, remember, it's going to cost you Ethereum on the Ethereum blockchain. We're just practicing here on the Pulsechain. So testnet. So cool. That's just going through. So as you can see, I've done that. Approve Hedron spend limit. You can see what that looks like. So it's kind of the limit there. Just to approve the spend amount was exactly 50 million Hedron. So that's cool. I can cancel out of that. I think that's what's going to happen there. And let's drop out of there. I might have to refresh the app, I think. Let's have a look. No, I don't know if that's done the next step there. Oh, yeah, there we are. Okay, cool. So I've got to do that again. I've just approved the spend, but I have to actually add the amount. And I think I've done that there. 500. One more zero. I think that was 50 million. And we're going to add the Hedron to the contract. So I'm going to get another 665 B points. So that's cool. Let's do that. And so I have to approve the spend, and then I have to add the actual balance. So that's cool. So that's currently processing, I think. Yeah, contract interaction there. So you can see the contract interaction is processing. Pretty cool. So we're going to see a lot of people do this, right? A lot of people are going to interact with the Hedron contract. You can see that it's deducted my 50 million from my 165 million Hedron at the top there. I actually might make this a little bigger just so that we can see the balances a little bit better. And so it's added that 50 million and it's reset. I had 17 days remaining. It's now reset that to 30 days. So that's cool. You can see the pool percentage of pool ownership is really small, 0.006%. And remember that the minimum stake length, depending on how big I was with the Hedron there. So obviously I'm less than a requirement here, less than or equal, greater than or equal to 0.001% of Hedron. You can see that that is not the case with the amount of Hedron that I am. It's 0.0068. So I'm just a bit shy. Maybe if I'd gone all the Hedron, it would have made my minimum day bonus. So let's actually do that and see whether we can. See, we are going to get 1.17 T points. So I'm now up in the T points. That's called 30 days. We're going to approve the exact again, and I'm going to try and get that squid bonus and minimum stake length. It's got 30 days still. Oh, that's right. It's still adding that on, so that's cool. So that's not going to happen. I don't think we're going to quite get there with that. All right, so cool. We're going to head the Hedron. If we end the Hedron stake, if we're going to do this early, remember I said the penalties, all the Icosa goes back to it goes equally across the rest of the staking pools. And of course, 50% of the Hedron gets burnt. And so we're talking about the principal here and penalties, and then 50% goes back to the rest of the stakers. So that's kind of what happens there. Icosa payout 0. I'm going to get 0 if I end now. Obviously, I just started the stake again at 30 days. So I'm going to get full penalized here with all my Icosa there, and my principality is going to be all my Hedron. So no one in the right mind is going to do this. You're basically blitzing yourself to 0. And remember, this Icosa is going to go back to everybody else who's staking in the other pools equally. And of course, the Hedron there is going to get 50% burn, and which will eventually translate into Icosa in the future. And 50% will go back to the rest of the stakers. So they'll be laughing themselves silly, right? Because especially the Icosa stakers, because they earn Icosa and Hedron. So that's just the way it's going to be. So your stake is not yet served its minimum stake length. There will be penalties applied. Yes, they are penalties, and they're everything that I've got in there. So I'm not going to be doing that. And I would strongly suggest you don't do that either. So just take very care there. Cool. All right. So that's kind of what we're looking at the moment. Let us scroll over to Icosa staking here. So this is the second feature, remember? So we've talked about this first feature here. And of course, the bonuses, the minimum stake length and bonuses will depend on how much Hedron you're putting in there. The whales, the sharks, the dolphins, the squids, etc. Obviously, I was staking in this category here. And so that's pretty much it. Now we're going to look at Icosa staking here. So this is one here, and of course Icosa is this part here. That's the second part, and of course we are going to be doing that. Now I bought some of this on the market. Now the only way to get Icosa obviously is through through HSI buybacks. This is the only way to get it. But of course on testnet we can buy it on the market, which is what I've done. I have also sold HSI stakes, so we'll get to that in a second. So actually I might I might do the HSI buybacks first. Just to show you that we need how to get Icosa in reality when it does launch is only through selling HSIs here. So we're going to do this one first before we get into staking Icosa, because the only way to get Icosa in the first 30 days is by selling HSIs. So HSI buybacks, sell HSIs to Icosa smart contract. Yes, that's what we're going to do. If we sell the HSI bonuses, we get 10% for selling a 555-day HSI, 1 to 10% if your HSI has a Hedron launch bonus. So if you did it in the first 100 days there, so 10% there, we're going to go and do that. So we have one tokenized stake here, but to get a tokenized stake here, you've actually got to go to your Hedron and of course to get your encapsulated stakes here and turn them into it. So if you have an encapsulated stake, remember you can create one really easy. If you've got Hex, you can put your Hex in there. If you do a 555-day stake, which we're going to do, you will then be able to turn it into an encapsulated stake. And of course, we're going to get a longer pays better bonus. We're going to get 69 B shares. We're going to go stake Hex. Cool. So this is the first step you're going to do. You have to put Hex into an encapsulated stake, HSI stakes, and we're going to confirm that on the blockchain. So you can see us interacting there now. On the Pulsechain, it's going to be really fast, right? But on Ethereum, it will be whatever Ethereum time is, and it will cost you, a few dollars probably. So that's what we've done there. So cool. And so now we've got 5. So these are 2 new ones. I did one earlier, and now we've got the second one here. I've got no Hex left now. This is the way it is. So cool. And what we can do is we can go to actions, and now because it's encapsulated now, we can actually tokenize this. So cool. We can say tokenizing your HSI Hex stakes will allow you to list them for sale on the NFT marketplaces or transfer them to other wallets. And this is the key. We need to be able to transfer our Hex stake, which is an HSI stake in this case, to the Icosa contract. So it needs to be transferable. The only way to do that is to tokenize it, and that it means turning it into an NFT or 721 contract. So that's pretty much it. So we've got staked Hex there. We've got our B shares and so forth. So we've got nothing else in here. And we're going to tokenize that. We're going to go OK. It's going to open up a MetaMask ticket there. We're going to have to pay that. And of course, that shows up on our wallet there. We're interacting with that. So we'll just wait for that to process. This will take longer, obviously, on Ethereum, generally speaking. So this is on Pulsechain, which is, so fast at the moment. So cool. What's happened there is that encapsulated stake is now dropped out of there and now shows up here. So we've now got this tokenized HSIs down the bottom here. Pretty cool. So those are your encapsulated HSIs, and these are your tokenized ones. These are the ones that are now NFTs, and we can sell them to the Icosa wallet, which is cool. You can see we can transfer or de-tokenize. We can actually reverse the process. And so you can do that if you want to. If you want to back out, you don't want to sell your stake just to the Icosa, you can de-tokenize it. It's up to you what you want to do there. So that's cool. Now we can go back to Icosa. We can go down to the bottom here, and we can do the HSI buybacks. Now we've got two NFT stakes, basically tokenized stakes that we can sell to the HSI here. Very cool. Now, this one here had 0 balance of Icosa, so it was no use me showing you that because it's got 0. So I wanted to do another one here. So this one here is the Icosa protocol will buy your tokenized HSI stakes in return for Icosa. To tokenize your HSI stakes, use the Hedron app. And of course, we have done that here on the tab here, or you can use the official, the original Hedron app there. And so we've got Hex, 526 Hex, stake for 555 days. Now, why we do 5555? You know why? Because there's a 10% bonus here. This 10% bonus for if you've staked 5555s and you're selling those to the HSI contract, then you're going to get a 10% bonus for Icosa. So yeah, we're going to do that because if we were keeping it, we may not have done it. So that's cool. So we've got 69 B shares here. We've got 0 Hedron bonus for the beginning. So we've got no bonus here. Remember, the second bonus is this 1 to 10% HSIs with Hedron. So you would have to already have done this a long time ago to get those bonuses. Minimal Hedron 0, bonus Hedron 0. advanceable hedron, 386,000 hedron here. And so what happens is that when we sell this to a Icosa contract, it's interested in this because it's going to borrow all that hedron and it's going to pay that back to stakers, and it's going to default on the stake and send it to the liquidations market in the hedron DApp. So that's what the Icosa contract's going to do when we sell it to it. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't borrow it unless we were going to use it for some particular reason. Now, how much Icosa we're going to get? We're going to get 18.69 Icosa for this little stake. Remember, there's only 69 B shares, so this is 18.69 Icosa. That's what we're going to get. So it does all the math for you. You can also see the amount of value at the top there. Total value Icosa 18 here. So you might do much bigger stakes with T shares in them. You might be getting hundreds of Icosa, just the way it's going to be. And of course, that's the only way you're going to be able to get to stake Icosa in the first 30 days is by doing that. The alternative is, of course, emergency in staking these penalties, but they'll be heavy for people. Maybe people will wait for 15 days through the 30 days, halfway. But man, it would only play out if the price of Icosa was better than your fair value that you went in with the hedron, or the market value that you considered at the beginning. So there's a little bit of maths to be considered there. All right, so let's sell it. Let's hit the sell button. It's going to bring up the token ID. So my HSI token was 1307. Obviously, on Ethereum, it's going to be different. I'm going to get 18.69 Icosa. Yeah, I'm one of the first people in the first 30 days. That's going to be a bit of fun to see that. Quattro Cinco bonus of 1.69. That's my bonus for 15.2 year stake. Remember, I sold a 5555. I get a 10% bonus. So remember that. That's a 10% bonus there. So I'm feeling happy about that. Hedron launch bonus phase. I got nothing there because it's not. I didn't do it during the launch phase. So that's pretty much it. And it's got some copy there. You're selling this HSI to the Icosa contract in return for the quoted amount of Icosa. And of course, this HSI will be removed from your position and later be liquidated in the Hedron liquidation auction. I don't care what they do with it. I just want my Icosa. That's all I care about. This HSI will not be returned to you. You must have no expectations of the profit or the work of others. You will need to make an HSI approval before you can sell it to the Icosa contract. So I'm going to approve. You can do single or all. It's up to you, but I'm just going to approve the single there. And let's go there. Bam. And of course, we're going to go to my wallet. Here we can see approved token spend limit. There we are. So that's what we're doing right now. It's only going to take a few seconds on Pulsechain though. Boom. So remember, this is going to be launched on Ethereum coming up on Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, or Monday at 0 UTC time on the 15th. So it's coming up pretty soon. Cool. So that's pretty much now. It says now we've approved the ability to sell to transfer the HSI. We can actually sell it now. So we're going to set the yes, and we're going to sell that and confirm. Away we go. Are you excited? Selling HSIs to the Icosa contract to get Icosa. Remember, Icosa is going to be rare and Hedron is in abundance. So that's going to be pretty cool. At least to start off with, right? At least to start off with in the first 30 days. Cool. We've sold the HSIs. Let's have a look at the contract. We had a contract interaction. And of course, that's what processed our selling of the HSI there. It has gone out of our wallet. You can see it's disappeared now out of there. So gone. If we go back to the Hedron DApp, and we go down to our tokenized NFTs, we can see we've only got that first one. We haven't got the second one anymore. It's gone. It's gone, and the Icosa contract has it. Now, what in return? We got 145 Icosa. So, well, actually, we got 18 plus 1.6. So we just topped up our Icosa there, looking good. So I'm going to refresh that just to make sure that's all reset. Yeah, 145. So there we are, 145.34. Looking very cool. Now we're going to quickly check on the assets here. We can go down. I'm pretty sure I've got that on the wallet here. So let's scroll down and see what it's got. It's Icosa Save 2. That's the second version of the public test network. So cool. I think that's what the one we want to see there. I think we can have a look on the blockchain. Just want to view it on Explorer just to see whether it's added the difference in there. So cool. I don't know if it's going to show that actually. Token holders there. Actually, it's not the one. I don't think it's the one I wanted to see, actually. Let me just double check. No, we won't go there. All right. So anyway, that 18's gone into here anyway, just to put it that way. So that's cool. So that's what we've got our Icosa now. I also bought some on the market. So we've got 145 there as well. Now, I already have some Icosa staked already because we've already played around with this before on this YouTube channel. But if you stake Icosa, you're going to earn Hedron and Icosa So that's going to be beautiful. And of course, the pool size is 67 B points here. The pool ownership of this Icosa staking I've got is 0.032%, and my bonus yield is 5%. So that's my yield bonus is 5%, which is pretty cool. All right, so that's cool. So yeah, it's got the 5%, so 0.001, and let's have a look at that. I've got 0.003. So I am considered a squid, which is cool. So I'm considered a squid here. I've got greater than or equal to 0, and I get a 5% bonus there on the Icosa yield only. So that's cool, right? Yeah, got 5% bonus there. Nice. So you can see that versus this form. That's why I said save this to your favorites, because it's going to be really useful to you. All right, so we've got Icosa there. I've already got 500 Icosa staking there. I got 2.22 M points there. And of course, minimum stake days, 240 days there is what I've got minimum stake on this particular stake here. And the minimum stake days remaining 227. The accumulated Icosa 133 Icosa there, and accumulated yield so far 4.2 million Hedron I've earned so far, and I've earned 133 Icosa so far. So cool. And we've got miles to go. So this is the original one I did. I'm going to add to this, and of course I can click the max amount there. And what's it going to do? It's going to do new minimum stake length is 90 days. So does that fit well? I think that does. Yeah. So that considers me a squid because the contract's been fixed up since I originally did it, I think. So the squid there, and of course the bonus is going to be 5%. So that works out perfectly. And I'm going to add Icosa to the stake. Boom. There we go. So I'm going to add more Icosa to your stake, retains your previous yield, and enables your stake to earn a larger proportion of the pool yield moving forward. I like that because I know Icosa is going to be pretty scarce, particularly in the beginning. So a lot of fun for me. I'm going to be pumping my bags. You pump your bags as well. It's up to you what you do. Nothing on this channel is investment advice. Remember, this is a step-by-step guide. But hey, it's going to look pretty powerful. Let's go to the old contract there. We basically did it. There we are. It's done, confirmed, and away we go. Boom. And of course, our Icosa's gone out of our wallet, and we topped up our 500 Icosa. We now got 645 staking. We've got 2.86 M points here. We've got 0.002% of the pool, and we've got our 5% bonus yield there. So remember, this is really important, this guide here, about what your bonus is going to be from Hedron and Icosa. Remember, it's got Hedron plus Icosa staking. So it's both of those different staking, both of these stakings here that applies. Minimum days is 90 days because I'm a squid on this. And of course, 90 days is the minimum I get, but I get a 5% bonus because I have to stake for a minimum of 90 days. So will you see people emergency in staking after 45 days, things like that? And of course, if you've got a smaller account, you can set up different wallets. There's lots of different strategies, staking strategies with staking letters, wallet strategies, multiple wallets. And of course, that's also true for the NFT. So you see what I mean? There's quite a lot of thinking around here. A lot of people will be trying to play the short game with the price pump. There's going to be lots of different things. But of course, there is a true cost, a fair value to everybody's HSI stakes. If you're selling HSI, it does cost you a certain amount. So will we see a lot of Icosa? Most people don't think we'll see much at all unless the price means that they're in the money. In other words, they're making good profits. So it's going to be fun. All right. So we've got so far we've got accumulated Icosa yield. This is from my previous stake that I had, 133 there, and accumulated Hedron here 4.2. So nice there. Now I could in stake this. Yowza! Not a good idea. Especially when I just started it. So zero payout Icosa, zero payout Hedron. No. Principal penalty, everything I've got there. So if you are going to in-stake this, say 50% of the way through, you definitely want to keep a track on the penalty you're paying and don't get trigger happy. Icosa penalty 133, Hedron 4.2. So that's everything in-stake. That would just be insane in the membrane. We're not doing that. So cool. So what have we done? We've done Hedron staking. We've done Icosa staking. We've done HSI buybacks. These are the 3 out of the 4 things that we can do. And of course, Hedron staking here, staking Icosa here, and of course, HS buybacks. Those 3, we've done all those. Very, very cool. So let's have a quick look at the way you can get Hedron, of course. Mint Hedron. You can mint Hedron if you've got an airdrop for your Hex stakes. You can mint your Hedron, and because you can do that every day as long as you've got claimable days. In other words, if you've already claimed a lot of your days, and you haven't served any, more servable days. If you haven't served any of those, then you won't have any to mint. But typically every day you're getting more. If you've got T-shares in the play, you're still earning those. And of course, those are with your native stakes. If you've got, you can buy Hedron on the market. Obviously, that's pumping at the moment. was it 2,500 or something, 2,300? I think it's up at the moment, so pretty awesome. You can borrow Hedron off HSI, so you can put Hex into HSI stakes and borrow off them, and you can stake Hedron. You don't even have to sell your HSIs to the HSI contract. You could just borrow your Hedron and then stake them in the staking, and that could end up being very fruitful. So that might be one strategy that a lot of people do. Is I'm going to just borrow. I've got HSI stakes. I put my Hex in it. I'm going to borrow. I've got to make sure I make my payments in Hedron every month. Otherwise, up to 90 days, you get into default. So as long as I'm paying those interests off, maybe the return's going to be so lucrative here in the staking that it's going to be well worth it, because I'm going to be getting Icosa, right? If you stake Hedron, you're going to earn Icosa. So it could end up being very profitable if Icosa really does well. So some fascinating circular economics going on here. We will find out how that goes. Now, obviously, stake Hedron there, and then you earn in stake. You're going to yield your Icosa, and then of course you can reclaim your Hedron principal and then add to it as well. So these are the kind of the mechanisms. We've gone through all of that. We've gone through staking Icosa, and of course we could in stake that. Of course, you see if I did that, it's going to blitz everything because haven't even started. We just started really. Reclaim Icosa principal there, and of course you can add that too. So I really like the fact that he's allowed you to add to the staking. You don't have that feature in native Hex stakes, and I think it's quite a neat one. But the thing with this is that it does reset your minimum staking period. Just remember that. So that's cool. HSI buybacks pretty easy to do, as we say. It was pretty easy to do that, and it's all you have to do is go to the Hedron DApp and create an encapsulated stake if you haven't got any. Put your Hex in, put the stake length. Maybe you get a 10% bonus for 555-day stake. Make sure your type is HSI encapsulated, and then you can create that stake. That's pretty easy. It will show up here. And then once you see that here, you have to just click actions and then tokenize it. That's the second step, and turn it into an NFT. And you can tokenize that way you go. You'll have to do the approvals. Then it will show up here, tokenized HSI stakes, and then you can go and sell it. Jump over the Icosa, drop to the bottom, and then sell the Icosa stake there. We have to just click the sell there, and you'll have your Icosa value. Obviously, this one's worth nothing because it's expired. So pretty much that. So cool. That's pretty much how you do that. So let's get up to number 4, step number 4 here. We are all the SA, WATSA, as we call it. It's a short there. We are all the SA. SA means source account. So WATSA there. And of course, mint NFT, 14-day mint phase, 14 days only. It's going to be crazy, I reckon. And of course, people will be able to use USDC, Hex, ETH, Hedron, and I think Maxi. I think Maxi is going to be in the list. So we'll look forward to that. So cool. Let's go to the WhatsApp. We always say this is one here. So we're looking at it on our form here. We always say mint NFTs, a non-fungible token. You're going to earn Icosa, and of course, once you burn the NFT, you can then mint your Icosa. So only way you capture your yield is burning your NFT. A Gomberger, you're out of the pool. So imagine 10 people got into the pool, and then one of you starts leaving, and there's only one person left in the pool. They're going to be earning Icosa forever. So all the economic activity that benefits over here, they're going to be benefiting from that. Remember, WhatsApp gets a copy of all the bonuses that everyone else gets by staking in Hedron and Icosa in the Icosa yield. It's going to be fun, man. I reckon Alex is going to be laughing his head off there with all the stuff that's going into, all that US dollar and ETH and everything going in there. I don't know if anyone's asked him what's happened to that. No expectations, I guess, is the old ploy there. So fun times for Alex. All right, so cool. This is a private Icosa yield pool for those who mint. We are all SA, WhatsApp, NFTs during the first 14 days of Icosa launch there. Now, the pool size on the testnet here is 40.4 T shares, or T points, I should say. The average NFT size is 77.13 points there. The pool ownership is 0.0024. That's my pool ownership. I've got this one tokenized stake this one NFT, which is token ID number 100. Obviously, I got in there early because I was showing everyone on YouTube. Minted on day there, 154. Stake points there, 1B. And, of course, 1B points there. And, of course, the Icosa yield there, 37.56 Icosa. Very cool. So that's the actions. What actions I got? Transfer the NFT, redeem the Icosa. If I redeem the Icosa, I'm out of the pool, man. I'm out. So I want to keep continuing to receive yield forever, and I want to get the bonuses, share the bonuses in these pools here for the Icosa, remember? So that's pretty, unless the price really went up and I was so tempted, I would do that. The other thing is I can actually transfer this, right, NFT. I can send this to you. I can send this NFT to you, right? Brenton, you're not having this NFT, by the way, but I could send it to you if I wanted to, but that's not happening, right? So cool. All right, so that's pretty neat there. And of course, I can do that and I can redeem. If I do redeem, that's going to give me this ticket. It's going to give me the ID there, the amount of stake points I have, the yield as well. When you redeem or what's the NFT you receive, the Icosa yield. However, the NFT itself will be burnt and no longer accrue future Icosa yield. This is a permanent action. It cannot be undone. And of course, remember, there's only 14 days to get these NFTs. We are always saying NFTs. After that, it's done burger. This is going to be really fun to see this play out. And of course, how much money is going to go into these NFT pools. It's kind of insane in the membrane. Only in crypto. Only in crypto. Now, the other cool thing, of course, is that the amount. I don't know if I talked about this with the Icosa value, but the maths is all worked out with you with the HSI buybacks. It's pretty much the amount that you can borrow against the HSI divided by the share rate. So that's the really key point there. Obviously, if you have do top-ups, it's your old share rate and the new share rate. Obviously, it's better to get it earlier than later, right? Because the share rate's going up all the time. And so that really manages the inflation too for Icosa, because just like Hedron, it's matched up to the Hex share rate there. And of course, which is going up and to the right all the time, right? So that's manages the inflation there. And of course, with HSI stakes, there's only so many HSI stakes around as well, with borrowable Hedron there. So it's interesting. All right, cool. So that's pretty much it. I think we've done everything. Have I done everything? I think so. I think I've done everything. Let's say I think I have. I'm just trying to think. Have I missed anything? Have I missed anything? I think I've done everything. Let us go. Let's see. Go to the chat there. Let me know if I think that I've missed anything, because I'd be lovely to cover that. I think I've done everything. Do you think it would be better to stake Hedron for 15 years or buy a SA NFT with the Hedron and earn Icosa 15 years? No one knows, Asa. No one knows. The only thing I'm going to say is that the Icosa is going to be scarce compared to Hedron. There's a lot of Hedron, and of course, I know you're going to earn Icosa with there. But yeah, it's a different opportunity depending on what you've got. If you've got a lot of Hedron, then the safe bet is possibly just to stake that, is my guess. Probably what I would do. What's up, bro? Says Warped Impulse. Kate Fergus says Hex sticking above 6 cents. Nice to see. Hoping this means 7 soon. Yeah, well, I think that 6 to 8.2 is kind of where I'm seeing that go next, Kate Fergus. We just need to consolidate at 6.2, 6.3. That's really important. But we have a window of opportunity. We've got so many bullish things coming, including, of course, Icosa there on the 15th. Yeah, this is a tricky one, Asa. I'm just thinking about your question again, but it's a tricky one. Yeah, it just depends on, I guess, how much. If you had, it really depends. If you got a small amount, you might be better off in the NFT game. That's my guess. If you had a lot of Hedron, you could probably split that up a bit. That's probably the case there too. Actually, I'm trying to think of minting has ended, so I can't show you the minting here. I would show you the minting, but the minting's ended on the DApp, so I can't show you that. Sorry, because it's already finished. It's phase, launch phase. So this is the one feature I haven't been able to show you, is the minting, and of course that's going to be live. Remember, it's only 14 days though. So just remember that. I have done it in some past videos, so if you saw the video that I did this, you'll be able to see that. I just realized that I didn't show you that step there. Warped Impulse, what's up, bro? Good to see you, Warped Impulse. Hex sticking above, I think we got it to that one. Dave Downer, do you take newbie questions about Pulsex, or do you prefer Discord? Probably Discord's better for this one, Dave, since we're talking about Icosa and Hedron. And your questions help everyone here. Yeah, just jump into Discord. Or yeah, people in the chat might help you with that too. Excellent choices there. How to buy WhatsApp? Yeah, so we just went through that, so we've covered that on how to get WhatsApp. You need to sell USDC, ETH, Hex, Hedron. I think they're going to have Maxi in there. So I can't show you because it doesn't have the minting button on anymore. So I don't know whether Alex actually ended it in during the period. But at the time, the only thing we could do when I created when I got this NFT was USDC was the only option at that time. But since that time, of course, Alex has talked about other stuff there. So let's pull up a bit of a video. We're going to go through some of these questions. I'm going to pull up some videos from Alex, which I posted earlier, but I've split them up. So we're going to talk about that. I think release of Icosa is in the tire, whereas the Pulsechain and Pulsex will be the main course. Entree, yes, true volatile. I agree with that. Joining the Discord helps for info to links. Yeah, absolutely. Discord is in the video description. Get some answers, absolutely. Latest Superman and all. Hey, Cat Figure, appreciate it. And rest up, my friend. Rest up, my friend. And hi, all. Blair's in the house. Good to see you, Blair. Synergy is in there too. You can add some Icosa and reduce the minimum stake days on that. Yes, I did. Well, I did that, so that's cool. Hexbike says, top of the morning to you all. Says Hexbiker. Hey, good to see Hexbiker. Big shout out to everybody in the UK, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, and England. Woohoo! And since you have been deluded to the squid, yeah, I did that, yeah. Great White's in the house, another Hex Token channel member. Red Squirrel, oi, oi, good to see Red Squirrel. Can't wait for our Icosa launch. I know it's going to be explosive, man. We will be covering it on this channel. It will be midnight my time. Midnight? No, midday. We'll be covering it, obviously, on our first live stream on this channel. I think that's going to work out well. All three will pull each other up. Imagine if Hedron and Icosa catch up to the price of Hex. Will be a never-ending cycle of minting until HI become a rare from burn phase in later stages. Yeah, so burning's going to come into play in the whole ecosystem. Remember, when you sell HSI to the Icosa contract, it's going to go and borrow the Hedron against that on the Hedron DApp, and then it's going to pay that out to stakers, and then it's going to also go to auction, and the winning auction bid in Hedron ends up getting burned. So it's a deflationary mechanism there. It's going to be pretty cool. Any emergence in stakes, we're going to 50% are going to go to burning as well if you emerge in stake. So that's another cool thing. Martinez says how to get WhatsApp. I think we've covered that. So cool. You get into WhatsApp by purchasing an NFT during a 14-day window. That is correct. Magic Cup Ride in the house. What's up, family? Hey, I just started Magic Cup Ride. I just started watching your sacrifice video, but I had to stop because I had to go live myself. But yeah, it was. I just started watching. I'm going to go back and watch it later. In 1.5x. How much? What's the NFT cost? Now you're going to get a certain amount of points. So I haven't got that here at the moment. So you're going to have to wait and find out. As much as you want, says Red Squirrel. Yeah, that's right. So you got to bid in, and you're going to get a certain amount of points when you basically pay for it. So it's going to be relative there. Yeah, I think that was it. That's all I had on that one. Yeah. So Red Squirrel covers that off perfectly there. Hit the like, says Mego Art, and Hex on time. Another wonderful day as well. It is. Now eyes are out on Magic Cup Ride. That's true. All right, cool. I think we've covered that pretty well. Unfortunately, I can't show you the mint phase because it's over on the testnet there. But when it goes live, that will be there. And of course, the more you put in there, the more points you will get and have more of the reward pool. But you'll be able to see the pool size at the top there when you actually go in. You're going to have to watch pretty closely. But like I say, there's going to be no Icosa. It's going to be very rare Icosa. The only way to get it's going to be with HSI buybacks. The only way to do that is to sell tokenized HSI stakes. So you have to go to the Hedron app and encapsulate them first, and then tokenize them, and then jump over to here, and then you can go to the bottom, sell them back there. You'll get Icosa straight away. Now for the We Are All Say, there's only a 14-day mint phase. You basically have to bid in with hard currencies like USDC, Ethereum, Hex, and things like that. So it's going to be cool from that point of view. And there's going to be a limited amount. So here, during the testnet, 522 WhatsApp NFTs existed. So that was the total supply during the testnet here. I suspect we're going to get thousands of them. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't. So it's going to be pretty interesting. You can see I've got one NFT, and it's only worth, it's a small part of the pool there as well. So cool. Interesting numbers here. This is just the testnet, so these numbers won't, besides the points here, they'll be scaled at whatever the actual people bid in there. It's going to be pretty fun. Redeem. No, I'm not redeeming. I can redeem now because it's kind of over, but on the testnet. But you wouldn't want to do that in real life. You want to keep earning Icosa. Now, the other thing, there's probably some macro decisions around that you might want to think, like if we're in a bull market or a bear market, how these might perform in those cases. There's those sort of considerations. And what else? I think that Icosa is going to add a lot of value to Hedron. So instead of people selling Hedron first off the bat out of the Hex ecosystem, it will add a lot more strength to the price in terms of resistance to being sold off first, especially with the Icosa Hedron mechanism. So yeah, it's going to be fascinating. All right, so we got anything else on that? I don't know. Can one mint several? What's NFTs you can, Martini? You can mint as many NFTs as you want. So you could put, say you had $1,000, you could do 4 NFTs at $250, something like that, and then you can just claim the yield. You see the market price of Icosa go up, you claim the yield, you sell one of your NFTs, you got 3 left, you're still in the pool, and you capture that, you sell those Icosa down to the market. You can do that. Yeah. Yes, there's synergy. Yeah. Making more than one is a wise move, in my opinion. Absolutely. And of course, it is a very good idea. Better to break up your NFTs rather than just get a $1,000 NFT, break them up into smaller amounts. And of course, Brazilji talked about that at the beginning of the live stream. So big shout out to Briz. Cool. All right. I think that's pretty nice. Yeah. Special shout out to Hex on the Choice as well for the super sticker earlier. Do appreciate that. Whoop, whoop. And a big shout out. Do appreciate support as always. So that's pretty much it. I think we covered everything there. Yeah, Alex says the 15th of August there, 2022. I'm just trying to think through my mind here with some things. Now, obviously, there's a lot of players, right? So let's go to the Hedron DApp here, and this is the Hedron DApp. Obviously, you can go up to that. This has already been running. You know, people. There was a 100-day launch phase. People connected their wallets, and of course, you've got different instance HSI stakes here. This is a native Hex stake. You can see that I can mint Hedron on this one. There's borrowable Hedron, how much Hedron I can borrow. You can see the actions here, transferred to tokenize, good accounting, all that sort of stuff there. You can see all the minting and borrowing and burning of the whole ecosystem here. You can create HSI stakes here, but of course, under the new DApp, you can do all the stuff on the Hedron DApp here. So you can just come to that. You don't need to go to the original DApp, which is still running. Obviously, it's the Hedron DApp here. You can see the liquidations, though. With the advanced defaults and the active liquidations. Obviously, I'm on Pulsechain. I have to jump over to Ethereum because this is actually live on Ethereum. So we can quickly do that. Let me reconnect. I don't have any stakes on this wallet. It's just a play wallet. So let us go to liquidations. And of course, they would show up here if there's liquidations here. No liquidations today. It looks cool. Looks like Hedron users know how to manage their portfolios. Cool. Yeah, that's cool. And of course, the advances in default will show up here. People have failed to pay back within 90 days, they eventually go into default. So we've got this one here coming up, 1.3 T shares, or just under 1.4, 1,374 B shares. 86 days is 5-day stake here. Mintable Hedron 354,000 bidding, starting at already 8 million bidding already on this Hedron. It's going to be go to liquidation in 3 days from the looks of it. So cool. And there's a few others in their pipeline there. So not much in there actually. Cool. Now, what's this happened here? We've got a big burn. A big burn happened yesterday. Look at that big burn. Oh my God, I'm not sure what's happened there. Maybe someone in the chat knows what that burn is. Dave, there's a big burn, Dave. Look at that. Deflation for Hedron. Anyway, so we're going to jump over to the charts here. Have a look at the charts here and look at the Hedron supply. That's probably where we'll go next. I'm just trying to think that I covered everything. I'm pretty sure I did. Now, the yield for I was going to say the yield for Hedron Icosa, this will probably be quite a variable yield. So someone asked about is it better off? It's hard to know, man. Staking Hedron in here versus picking up NFTs and things like that. Because I would just say, generally speaking, that the stake Icosa is going to be rare, whereas Hedron is more in abundance, and of course. You got different alternatives here, what you might do with that. So yeah, it's going to be fascinating. Obviously, auction volumes on Hedron will be, of some importance. Obviously, deflation and things like that. So it's going to be a bit interesting. Now, what I was actually going to be doing, I was actually going to the Icosa Hedron contract. Let me just jump there for a second. Hedron, we'll just go there. I just want to find out the actual supply. Yeah, so 85 trillion 161 billion and 77 million 730,441. No, that's actually wrong. Actually, 85 trillion 161 billion. I must have reading that right there. 300,000. Yeah, sorry, I just missed the decimal. Yeah, so it's 85 trillion 161 billion 77 million 713,441 Hedron in the marketplace. 23,000 holders. So it's going to be interesting here. We've got the holders here, all the big wallets here. Obviously, OA, the Hex Gold Whale, many other large holders as well. It's going to be fascinating to see that. I suggest maybe a lot of the stuff won't even move into staking. How much are we going to get staked out of here? It's going to be crazy. Let me know in the chat if you have any opinions on that and what these players might do. It's hard to know and how that would affect the yield as well in the old Hedron. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out soon enough. What else we got going? We got a couple more comments in here. Let me have a look here. Making more. Ken one. What I think we got up to there. What the Hex is in the house? A big thumbs up. Keep up, says excellent choice. What else there? Kelp. What's kelp? Kelp. Help. Kelp. And Red Squirrel says, I'm sure one person in the chat knows about the burn. Lol, says Red Squirrel. Oh, really? Oh, that's very cryptic, Red Squirrel. The SA burnt 1 trillion, I think, says as a. I did it. Okay. Wow. Okay. Cool. Just goes to show you. What else? I've been doing videos all day, so I don't keep up with this sort of thing at the moment. What else we got going? Excellent choice. Keep up the good work, Superman. And another $50 super sticker. Oh my gosh! And I love the orange. Big bow down, of course. Big bow down. I actually have to look on YouTube because it's got cool pictures with it too. I'll have to have a look at that. Let me have a look. I've got live chat. Oh, I love that. Look at that picture. You're amazing. I love it. That's very cool. Appreciate that. Big shout out. Woohoo! And of course, also Ukraine's in the house. Yeah, looks perfect. Does look perfect. Wow, excellent choice. Nice. 66. True. Is it the same? Is it the same? No, it's a different picture. Different picture. It looks pretty cool though. Big shout out to excellent choice. Appreciate the support. Romiat's in the house there. Morning. Good to see you. X Turbo. Hey, everybody. Great stream. And Icosa is going to be sick. It is going to be sick. Hey, there's going to be a lot of YouTubers covering Icosa launch. I think there's been a lot of interest. I know Jim Rat Crypto is. I'm sure Crypto Sloth is. But I'm sure some of the bigger channels will be covering it too. I know that Crypto Coffee did a big video on Icosa. So it's going to be a lot of attention. It's super bullish for Hex. Don't forget, it's massively bullish for Hex. How much Hex will be bought off the market to sell HSIs? Some people do it late, right? They go, oh, I don't know much about this. I'm getting on. Oh, actually, they find out about it, and then they get real bullish, and they want to go on and pick up some Hex and get some HSI stakes that they didn't otherwise have. So it's going to be interesting to see how much flows into the Hex market at the moment. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. Let me have a look here. Let me just go back into the comments here. Man, I'm stoked. This is going to be really cool. Remember, following after this, of course, we've got a 14-day mint phase. So 15th to the 29th, say. And then, of course, of the month. And then, of course, we've got Maximus coming out probably at the earliest late August, probably in early September based on some of the signals recently. So, but that could be a perfect play out, a rollout there. It could be really, really neat. So very, very exciting to see that. I'm my own best friend waiting for HSI to fork to Pulse. Let me just jump over to what else we got there? Yeah, so Hex currently just holding over 6 cents at the moment, consolidating. I would like it to consolidate around 6.2, 6.3. That's kind of my thing. So far, this played out textbook. We've been doing very well with the call shots here, and the fundamentals coming up are turning out to be pretty close. If you haven't checked out my window of opportunity video, it's really, really cool. And of course, a couple of weeks earlier than that, I did a bullish video for Hex. So because the ecosystem's looking real cool. A big shout out to Alex and Dipcatcher, both of them, with Gold Key and the rest of them leading the way. And of course, I've got Power City Flex coming up after that at some stage. Hope to get Power City Flex, and I'd really like to find out whether they're going to do Power City Flex on Ethereum before, rather than wait for Pulsechain. That would be very bullish for Hex. And of course, as long as they're, I guess, in a sequence, that's probably the best play in terms of soaking up the most Hex out of the circulating supply, which is really a big theme that we want to play out moving forward. So it's cool. So we got Hedron at 2252. We got Hex just under 6.1 cents and Maxi at just under 12 cents at the moment. And a premium on Maxi is looking pretty tidy too. What else we got going there? 95% premium. So it's just dropped back a little bit actually. About 4% there. Still looking pretty nice though. I did say it's probably going to find a bit of resistance here because, let me just get rid of that comment. It's going to find a bit of resistance here because of the fact that we're waiting for Maximus, more information about launch and things like that. So suggest it will probably just stay there at this stage. Now, where else are we going? Let me just jump through some of these. Oi Turbo says Red Squirrel. I'm my own best friend, waiting for HSI to fork to Pulse versus selling HSI and getting Icosa, then fork to Pulse. First I thought that a statement, and then it's a question. Waiting for HSI to fork to Pulse. So you're going to get a copy of your HSI on Pulse, yeah. So you get a copy versus selling HSI and getting Icosa, and then forking to Pulse. Who knows? Who knows? No one knows. Icosa is going to be rare from the beginning, at least the beginning. So it's hard to tell. The timing of Pulsechain really is a different question to ask there. People will probably try and answer you, but no one knows the prices and things, and of course the timing of Pulsechain. So that's very difficult to answer that one. Stressful Struggle says, bro, what up with Conrad Zen? What is your thoughts? I was going to look at, I just haven't had the time to look at it. I've been doing videos. If you probably noticed, I've been just pumping out the videos. I just haven't had a chance to look at Conrad Zen. Obviously, he's done a huge amount for the Hex and community, Pulsechain community, but I have not seen what's with that. So I'm going to have a look at it. I did see that Silvertooth also has come out with a crypto as well, which he's doing on Twitter, and he's doing it a bit differently. I don't know. I'm guessing it's different. I haven't looked at the Conrad Zen one yet, but he's doing it like it's a free one to top first people to get in there and something like that. So there are a few YouTubers and well-known personalities in the community that are doing tokens, obviously for different reasons and different purposes and stuff like that. So you've got to select it. I've said on this channel I won't be doing anything like that, but they're free to do whatever they want. So go for gold. So I will check out Comrade Zed's video. Really do have a lot of respect for Comrade Zed, big time. So I'll check that out. Red Mate says Hex Turbo. Yeah. I think I'm going in, says Stressful Struggle. I think I'm going in. What does it mean? All right, so cool. We're going to have it scroll down there. I'm just going to pull up the margins here on the charts here. So you've got Maxi at the bottom there. You've got Hedge on the top right and Hex there on the left on the 15-minute chart, actually, on the Hex. Conrad is my favorite Hex boomer. Then Papa Bona says Hex Waddle. That's true. Papa Bona, yeah. Appreciate the great help you provide to the community, says BK. Hey, you're welcome. Nice stream, Icosa and Hedron. I appreciate that. Yeah, we've done quite a few videos on Icosa, but of course it's coming to realization, right? We're going to be launching. It's going to be launching. I don't know why YouTubers. As a YouTuber, I tend to talk in a third person, like we and sort of third people, a group of others. It's pretty crazy stuff. But cool, yeah, it's coming up. It's coming up. We are all SA. We are all Hexicans. We're all Pulsicans, and of course, some of us Pulse Hexicans too. Pulse Hexicans, and apparently Icosians. Is it Icosians and Hedronians? So there's lots of different projects. Maximus, Aurelius, something like that. All right, cool. Hey, we're coming up to an hour and 17. I think that's pretty good live stream. We've covered the prices briefly. I hope I got through most of that. There's probably always a few little things that you don't talk about. It's just the way it goes. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. Once again, a special shout out to excellent choice with the super stickers. I really do appreciate that. And of course, we've got 2 of those in the house there. Very, very nice. And onwards and upwards. Now, tomorrow, of course, I'll be doing 2 more. We are Hexicans, says excellent choice. Eris Raw, absolutely. And of course, Okurat says, so the best is to stake Hedron on Monday at Icosa Pro. Yeah, I would do that at the very least. If you've got heaps of Hedron, just stake your Hedron. You're going to earn Icosa. If you want to, get Icosa early, make HSI stakes and sell them to Icosa contract. Just remember that when you sell them, you no longer own it. So there's opportunity cost there. You will get a copy of those on the Pulsechain, remember. But we don't know when Pulsechain is going to launch. So you're speculating on the Icosa there. You can also do multiple NFT, like if you want to participate in these, you can do multiple NFTs as a general recommendation for doing these rather than just one, so that you can just sell a bit as you want to, or all of them if you want. That's the optionality there. To get Icosa at the beginning, which is going to be very rare, rare compared to Hedron, as we saw was 85 trillion Hedron. So Icosa is going to be the opposite of the other side, which suggests that could have a lot of value, particularly in the first 30 days. We could see some emergency in stacking behavior in Hedron. People that stake to try and get their Icosa out early, pay the penalties, and then stake the Icosa or sell it if the market just does some crazy thing like we saw in Hedron. We did a 12x on Hedron, remember? And of course, this is going to be far more rare than that. So there are a few things to think about. So if you're going to get involved in this, you probably want to follow it the first 14 days maybe 15 days, because remember the minting phase for where all they say is 14 days. And then, of course, they'll be earning Icosa there. So I hope you've got all the links. I posted those in the chat so you can get access to all those. And I will probably put these in the video description after the live stream as well. All right, I think that's pretty good. An hour and 20. I think that's a pretty good stream. And cool. Great as well. So remember, there's often opportunity costs when you do something, particularly when something's new. There's always opportunity costs. You have to think through those. And, of course, you can use multiple wallets, multiple staking to try and max out the benefit that fits your situation. Obviously, nothing on this channel is investment advice, just my opinion. And I hope you guys enjoyed some of the infotainment there. Perfect, says Okrat. No, you're welcome. And Pulsex, Ian's too. Yeah, Pulsex. Yeah, that's true. Blair. Cheers, mate. All right, let's wrap it up. Let's play out some funky music. And then we're going to play out the troll there. I might do a few little extra bonuses on encores at the end there. Let's get into Power City Core as kind of my dance party theme. Let's go. All right, peace out. Lots of love. Thanks, excellent. Peace. Party on. Damn. It's going to be party on 15th of August. Zero UTC time. Icosa is launching. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Explain why these first 30 days of Icosa are so special? Yeah, what about it is like really unique?
Yeah, so the fun part about Icosa that's very different from Hedron is Hedron came out and then it was just like everyone can have all these tokens, right? Icosa is the exact opposite. Icosa comes out and no one has anything. There's not even like a centralized address, no SA, no OA, zero supply starting out. So if you want Icosa day one, well, a lot of people will think, okay, well, I'm gonna go stake some Hedron. So you can do that, but the smallest stake length minimum is 30 days, right? So if you end it before that 30 days is up, you're gonna have a penalty. So the only way to get it within that 30-day period without penalties is to do the HSI buyback, right? So you have to give something up of value into the contract in order to get that immediate liquid Icosa, and most likely you're not going to want that Icosa to be sold from you. Like if you're not going to stake it, if you're not a staker, you're not going to want to sell that Icosa for less than it costs you to make it, right? So you're probably not going to like willingly put it in liquidity positions where you're going to just lose it all for less than what it cost you. So what that means is, on the flip side of that, is that Icosa staking pool, there's not going to be a lot of supply. Basically, everyone's going to be a whale. And it's going to get the same rewards that the Hedron pool gets in Icosa. So like it's going to just be this super lucrative thing. Like we may see like triple digit yield percentages per day. It's a possibility in that pool, just because of the low supply of Icosa starting out.
Triple digit daily. That's nothing to scoff at.
No, like if you could put in 100 coins and then tomorrow it's 400 coins, you'd be happy with that. So
yeah,
like it's gonna be kind of nutso in the Icosa staking pool. And when that happens and we find out what those rates are, and if they're as high as I think they're gonna be, like triple digits is like, it's possible, but it may not happen if enough people FOMO into HSI buybacks, right? But
that would be great though.
Yeah, but if only like, I don't know, like 20 people go into HSI buybacks, well, yeah, you're gonna see, you're probably gonna see triple digit per day. But if you see that, like that's the good thing, right? Is like, because if people outside of that ecosystem see, oh crap, like this token's earning like 400% per day yield, I want to buy it. Well, what happens to the price when you don't want to sell it below what it costs you? And everyone wants it because it's getting 400% per day. It's like, well, it probably goes above the ARB point.
In your T-share right now, which I don't think we've talked to exactly on the formula for HSI buybacks, but it's the T-share is taken into account twice in that formula. And so you lock in your T-share rate and you have it ready to go right off the bat, independent of whatever ratio price we see on day one.
Yeah. So like, just to go into that, like the math for how much Icosa you get for an HSI is the borrowable Hedron that it has divided by the Hex share rate at the time, right? And that's how much Icosa it will give you. But the like important piece of that is your borrowable Hedron's also determined by how many shares your stake has, right? It's like you want your stake to have as many shares as possible. So you want to create it earlier, and then if you're going to do HSI buyback, going in earlier is also better than later, because the share rate will go up during that time and decrease the payout. So yeah, it basically does it twice. Yeah, we're all that say. So the fun part about it is it's effectively a Hedron stake, kind of, right? It performs the same idea as like you throw some funds in and you get Icosa yield. So how that works is it can be ETH, WETH, so wrapped ETH, USDC, Hex, Hedron, or Maxi. Those are the accepted currencies. You throw those in that pool, and it's a lot like the Hex adoption amplifier. You don't get those back, but what you're effectively doing is you're buying an NFT. So it's this code, it's in the contract, you run it yourself. You can only mint your own NFT. No one can mint it for you. No work from others, that kind of thing. So you get this NFT, and what this NFT does is it accrues Icosa yield. So it gets, what's written into the NFT is like, how many stake points did this have, which is based upon what you bought it for. So like, for example, like $1 worth of something is roughly 1 million stake points. So you have 1 million stake points, and let's say that's like 10% of all, like only $10 went into it, and you get 10% a day. Yeah, I know, right? That'd be great. So but you would get 10% of the yield every day that happens in this pool, and it's isolated from the Hedron and Icosa staking pools. It's its own.
But it's the same amount.
Yeah, but it's the same amount, exactly. So like, let's say there's 10,000 Icosa every day going into that pool. Well, you're going to get 1,000 Icosa. That NFT is going to accrue 1,000 Icosa every day.
Yep.
And the beautiful part about Where All the SA is, after 14 days, you can't create them anymore. Like, the ability to do that is removed. So you have this like 14-day window where you can create these NFTs, and then afterwards, no one can make them anymore, which means you can't be diluted, right? After 14 days, no one can eat more shares of the pool because you can't create any more shares in the pool. But here's the tricky part. This thing's accruing 1,000 Icosa per day, and you want that Icosa. Well, you have to burn your NFT. You have to destroy it, which means it won't earn yield anymore. It's just poof, gone. But you did get your yield. So what this is kind of like a crypto game of chicken or King of the Hill, where
you describe it as like a reverse hourglass game, something like that.
Yeah, reverse hourglass game. That's a good idea. That's a good analogy. So, everyone's in there. They want to stay in as long as possible because they want as much yield as possible. But at some point, they're going to want to cash out. And when they do, they can't go back. They can't go back into the pool. So what that means is like, okay, they cashed out, but because their shares are poof gone, everyone else's yield just went up because now they all own bigger percentages of the pool. So eventually there'll be one guy standing, like one last man standing, who's getting 100% of pool yield. And
they can't get it unless
he ends it, but he'll be getting all of it. So will he end it? I don't know. Like those are questions. But so it's like this like time. It's like a adoption amplifier that's like time delayed, and you choose the time. The longer you wait, the more it'll accrue.
Yeah.
2, 1, swing.